Hi, happy Friday. Hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to do some more factoring. Just take it to the next level. I was like over the moon happy with how well everybody did with the factoring that I posted on Wednesday. It was a really good job. I think I only sent 2 emails back where people were having problems with it. So, like I said, overall, great job. Hope you find these next topics as easy. All the problems we did on Wednesday looked a lot like this. All right. Um, if you notice, all of them, none of them had anything in front of the x squared. Because it didn't have anything, that's called the coefficient. Because they didn't have a coefficient in front of the x squared, we were able to use the method that we used. All right. Here's the problems we're going to be looking at today. They're going to look like this. There's a 2 in front of the x squared. All right, there's 2 routes that we have to go if you find this. And today we're just going to discuss one of them. All right, if you look at this problem, you've got 2x squared minus 2x minus 12. All right, every one of those numbers are divisible by 2. All right, before I use the factoring method we used on Wednesday, I have to factor out a 2. All right, if I divide 2x, I call this pulling out. Okay, I'm going to pull a 2 out of this whole equation. All right, so look at this, 2x squared. If I divide that by 2, I'm left with an x squared. Okay, take a second to look at that. Now going backwards, if I multiply 2 by x squared, I get this 2x squared up here. Okay, so now this minus 2x, if I divide it by 2, I get minus 1x, which I'll just write like this. Right? Now I'm looking at the negative 12, minus 12. If I divide that by 2, I get negative 6. Take a second to look at this and look how it goes both ways. If I multiply 2 times x squared, I get 2x squared. If I multiply 2 by negative x, I get negative 2x. If I multiply 2 by negative 6, I get negative 12. All right, inside the parentheses now, you see exactly what we worked with the other day. Now I have to factor this. I factored out a 2, which left me with nothing in front of the x squared. Now I can use the same format that we used the other day. I'm going to make a list. I'm going to make a list of all the numbers that multiply together to give me negative 6. All right, that would be negative 6 and 1, 6 and negative 1, negative 3 and 2, and 2. Let's keep this consistent. 3 and negative 2. All right, I can put a plus in front of these if I want. All right. So let me set this up. I know that this x squared minus 6 minus x minus 6, something's going to look like this. All right. Now let's look. We're looking at this equation here. One of these 4 sets of numbers is going to add together to give you a negative 1. The negative 1 is right here. All right. I can put a negative 1 in there if it makes you feel better. All right, one of these sets is going to add together. It's not the first one. 6 plus negative 1, nope. Let's look at the third one. Negative 3 plus 2 is going to give you negative 1. This is the one we want. Negative 3 plus 2. This is our answer. So I started out with 2x squared minus 2x minus 12. I factored out a 2, which left me with an x squared with nothing in front of it, no coefficient. All right. Then I had it to I had it in the form that we worked on Wednesday, and I factored that down to x2 times x minus 3, x plus 2. All right, if any of that was confusing, stop, watch that video again. I'm going to do a few more problems, but watch this one again. Next problem, 2x squared minus 4x minus 48. All right, usually, and this is almost a rule on your whole worksheet. Guys, if there's a number in front of the x squared, all right, that's the number you want to divide everything by. So, you can tell there's a 2 in front of this, and all three of these are even numbers. The 2 is an even number, the negative 4 is an even number, and the negative 48 is an even number. Right? So if they're all even, they're going to be divisible by 2. And if I divide by 2, watch what happens. 2, right? If I divide 2x squared by 2, I'm just left with x squared. Right? If I divide negative 4x by 2, I get negative 2x. And if I divide negative 48 by 2, I get minus 24. All right, now, inside the parentheses, we've got something we can work with. You all know how to factor this. All right, this is going to be some work because negative 24 is a fairly big number. All right, let's do all the numbers that add together or multiply together to give me negative 24. I get minus 24 and 1, 24 and negative 1, negative 12 and 2, 12 and negative 2, negative 6 and 4, 6 and negative 4, and let's see, oh, I skipped the 8s. 8 and negative 8 and 3, and finally 8 and negative 3. All right. Like I said, this one was a lot of work. I did this on purpose, and also you can hear my dogs barking in the background. They're actually chewing on my foot right now as we do this. All right, one of these 8 sets is going to add together to give me this negative 2. Let's go down. Let's see, it's not the first one, not the second one, not the third, not the fourth. Now we're getting close. Negative 4 plus 2 is going to give me negative 2. So we found the set that we want. All right, we go over here, we bring it down. All right. Okay, this is going to be x minus 6, x plus 4. All right. Again, if you're having trouble with this, watch this video again. I'm going to do one more problem, and you should be enough. Like I said, y'all did awesome the other day. I really think all you need to do is watch me do these 3 problems, and I've only assigned 10 for you to do today, so I think y'all should breeze through it. Example number 3, 3x squared minus 6x minus 9. All right, we've got a 3 in front of the x squared. All right, so we're going to see if that 3 can divide in everything. And I hope you see real quick that negative 6 is divisible by 3 and negative 9 is divisible by 3. So that's going to work, and we're going to divide all of them by that. All right. So this is going to be 3 times x squared. Okay, think about that. 3 times x is 3x squared. All right. Negative 6 divided by 3 is going to be 2x. And finally, negative 9 divided by 3 is going to be minus 3. All right, I can erase this, and I want to show you real quick how this works. Just in case some of you are, 3 times x squared is 3x squared. 3 times minus 2x is minus 6x. And 3 times negative 3 is minus 9. All right. All right, so we know that it's going to look like this. 3 times, we know this x squared minus 2x minus 3 is going to look something like this. X. All right, now we just have to do the math on it. First, we have to make a complete list of everything that multiplies together to give us negative 3. And unlike the previous problem, this is a really short list. Minus 3 times 1 is negative 3. And 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. One of these two sets is going to add together to give me negative 2. All right, and I hope you see real quick. It's the first one. Minus 3 plus 1. Multiply those together, you get negative 3. Add them together, you get this negative 2. So that's our numbers. Minus 3 plus 1. You're done. All right. Take time, watch this video. If you've got any problems, please text me, but there's not a whole lot I'd be able to show you other than what I showed you in these videos. So this may take you watching them once, twice, maybe even a third time. The one thing I do is, if you're watching them a second time, is pause the video and look at the problem before I show you the answer and how to do it, and then try it yourself. All right. Hope you all have actually a good weekend. This is the last video until Monday. Going to keep the same format. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you're going to find a video and a worksheet waiting for you when you get up in the morning. Whatever time that might be. All right. Guys, you take care. Hope to see you soon.